Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good freaking afternoon and happy Saturday, I believe it is, to you. Hope you guys are having an absolutely outstanding day today. Life is just great. The market, I think, is doing okay. It's doing okay. Certainly better than the last couple of weeks or 3 weeks. It's doing okay. So we'll get into that a little bit as well. But most importantly, it's important to understand that we are early adopters in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. And by the way, you and I, we're playing a game that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. And we're winning. We're winning. Shout out to Flared Networks, Hugo Philion. Fly, Songbird, fly. We're going to get into that for a little bit as well. Yeah, so I decided to do this video. I was going to do it a little bit early today, but when I was listening to Mickey B. Fresh and Patty XRP today, they had some issues. There was a lot of echoing going on when they were playing back the Hugo Philion interview with Tim Rowley. I think it's Rowley, maybe Rowley, of ftso.au, I believe. So I wanted to be able to play that so you guys can kind of hear that without the echoing, I guess, until Mickey B. Fresh and Patty XRP decided to do another one. They probably don't even know that it was echoing like that. So in any case, so that's why I'm hopping on here to do one with you guys. I did want to do it. I was going to do it a little bit earlier, but we're still on that, making that move and getting things done with the move to Texas as well. So in any case, it's great to see you guys again. Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. I appreciate you being here. What's going on, Morris Prince? It's been a while, brother. It's great to see you. Keyless is in the building. It's great to see you. Yeah, Devon Steve is here. Evening, guys. How we doing? Doing outstanding. At 416 crypto. Yeah, packing is 99% done. We just got like the kitchen left, that type of deal. And then we'll be all set for sure. But so it's just about complete. So interesting thing. The ups and downs of the move is something for sure. Face Stamper is in the building. How are you, my friend? Great to see you today. The thunder sound is here. Indeed. We are going to Texas for sure. So Hugo Philion did a great interview. Tim Relly did a really, really good job interviewing Hugo, asked some really, really great questions. We're going to go through that a bit as well. Absolutely clears up everything about Songbird for sure. And for me, the biggest thing is the biggest takeaway was really grasping how Flare. I mean, he used the word the biggest network ever. The biggest network ever. And so for those who truly want an answer to why Songbird, I'm sure you can watch this video and get the answers if you truly want it. Now, some don't truly want it. They just want their tax problem solved. But for those people who truly want to know about Songbird and what it's all about and why Songbird, that video will definitely do it. You want to check that out. For those who truly want to. Now, don't hold your breath on, the good old boys wanted to do that. They won't go through it. But for those who truly want the answers, that video. Those with the good old boy mentality, I should say. Good old boy mentality. It won't check it out. What's going on, XRP Bible? Good to see you. Don't hold your breath on that one. XRP Bible, is great to see you, brother. Appreciate you being here for sure. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the numbers. It's great to see Bitcoin. It's actually over $34,000. Well, isn't that interesting? Shout out to BC Backer, that TA guy for the XRP community, right? For the XRP community, for the most part, 90-something%, 95% dedicated TA to the XRP community, needs more, gets more credit than he is deserving of, much more credit than he gets. Shout out to you, BC Backer. Hope you're having a great weekend. So guys, look, we're going to go over the numbers for sure. We're going to go over this interview. I'm telling you, it was good stuff for 16 crypto. Good stuff coming from Hugo. Look, Flair, good night. Yeah, it's bigger than what they thought it was going to be. How about that? So absolutely excited about that. So we are going to get into the numbers in the market because, you know, the market is doing what the market does, right? It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways, it ebbs and flows. But I hope your cash flow positions are in place despite the ups and downs and ebbs and flow of this market. Right? Very, very interesting stuff. So before we get into that video, yeah, let's hop on that bridge. Life is good. Shout out to Hugo Philion and the Flare Networks. Fly, Songbird, fly. I love it. It's bigger than your Flare Networks. Yeah, it's bigger than what you think. Institutions, it's just bigger than you think. Gotta expand your vision. Again, guys, this is not your 2017 digital asset space. It has evolved. DeFi is our chance to win. Flare Networks, our chance to win. Flare Finance, our chance to win. Are you participating? That's the question. Walk away from those 1990 financial products. DeFi, hashtag Flare Networks. DeFi, hashtag Flare Finance, more appropriately. Oh my goodness, the biggest network, possibly being the biggest network ever? Wow. It's just getting started. Shout out to Patty XRP and Mickey B Fresh for continuing to add value to this community. Rise above the noise, content creators. Rise above the noise. Do the right thing. Life is good. Dum dum. Indeed, life is good. I love that tune, man. Absolutely love that tune. What's going on, Jay McDean? Good to see you. It's great to see you, indeed. Absolutely. So, guys, listen, that interview was just straight up, just straight fire. Got to check that out. We'll get into that as well. Yeah, exactly, 416 crypto. Exactly. Unfortunately, yeah, people just don't understand. 416 crypto said, I don't get the panic surrounding tax and airdrops. If you get $10 on airdrop and you have to pay 30%, you still have $7 left. Win-win. Yeah, you still got that asset that has a chance to appreciate in value with real world utility. With real world utility. What's going on, GDLT? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for putting out that video. I saw you did that video on osmosis, right? So I want to check that out as well. I haven't watched it, but I did get a notification that you put that out. I appreciate you doing that, my guy. Definitely appreciate you doing that. Let's get into the numbers for the market real quick. I'll share it so you can see. So Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin's at $34,407. That's not bad. So it's actually up 9% on the 7-day. Interesting. Ethereum's above 2,000. Look how fast that stuff happens, man. It was at $1,700. Look how fast it's back up over 2,000 now. What else? Just $2,193, almost $2,200. Binance coins over $300, 305. Cardano's at $1.24. XRP is even above 60 cents. Well, how about that? 61.7 cents. Dogecoin is at 20 cents. It's got back to 20 cents. Polkadot's $13.98. Uniswap's at $18.61. Bitcoin Cash 457. You still got a ways to go to that freaking 1500. Litecoin's at $126. Solana, $29.32. Chainlink, $16.87. Stellar, goodness gracious, you got a long ways to go as well. 26 cents. Oh man, you're at 26 cents. Polygon's at 97 cents. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Don't have to worry about some margin calls. VeChain's at 7 cents. And what is it? EOS, $3.70. Terra's, $8.48. Shiba Inu still down on the 7-day. Still down on the 7-day, up 5.8 on the 24-hour? Yeah, on the 24-hour. So again, the market is doing, guys, what the market does, right? It's just doing what the market does. So the overall market cap is 1.46 trillion. So we're still not at 2 trillion yet. So we still have a ways to go, right? We still got to get the 50 billion from 50 plus billion from the 2 trillion, right? So that's where we want to get to in the least, right? Then we can kind of begin to pay attention to what's going on, right? Alex Wright said, "I sold my SHIB." Showed that you sold your SHIB for more XRP. I hear you, my friend. Indeed, it's all coming together. I really too. And shout out again to BC Backer for giving us a really great overall perspective of what's likely. Can't guarantee it, but what seems likely to come for sure. Jay Dell says, I just wanted to drop in. What's going on, Jay Dell? Appreciate you being here. To let you know I'm all set up on WanSwap and WanLend. Love it. I'm starting out small, but I think I get the hang of it. There you go, bro. Test the small, bro. Test the small. $20, you're good. You don't need to put a lot in there. You don't need to put a lot at all, my friend. You can deposit $5 and borrow $1, something along those lines. So yeah, definitely test it out small. For sure, you can provide liquidity, just on in the farming, very small amounts. And again, the transaction fees are so small, 0.001, sometimes 0.0001. Very small transaction fees. What I have been noticing there. So I mean, it doesn't even cost a penny. So you can get a lot done there. A lot done. Let's take a listen. Yeah, it is. It's bullcrap that we even have to think about discussing taxes. It really is. I know that there's been a lawsuit. Someone has actually sued the IRS on that airdrop, kind of like that airdrop issue thing. Someone's actually sued them. Yeah, lawsuit. I heard Digital Asset News talking about that last night on Jerry Hall's channel. So shout out to Jerry Hall and Rob from Digital Asset News. Keep doing your thing, guys. Keep doing your thing. So guys, let's go over this interview. Some interesting stuff. I'm going to try to play it for when it starts to be kind of important. GDLT is only want cryptos that are connected to the ILP. I hear you, bro. Now let me do the timestamp on this here because he timestamped it, which is great, Tim. All right, what we got? Applications involved with Flare. Why we're not getting Flare now? How long has Songbird been in bot? Okay, so let's start at minute 440. I think that's probably, it's a lot of good info here, but definitely check out the video. Let me get the link now and put that in there for you guys. I watched about a half hour of it. Here's the link so you guys can watch this guy get a little bit more, level up your game with Hugo and what he has to offer. All right, so let's get to the share this video. I don't even know why I did that. Why did I leave? I don't know why I did that. What's going on, legendary guys? Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Yeah, let's let the world know that the Crypto Siege is live. If you could do that on Twitter, that would be absolutely awesome. Let's see here. I'm going to share it out here on Twitter real quick. But boy, bigger than what, I mean, think about Hugo saying it's bigger than what we thought. It's bigger than what we thought. Think about that. That's pretty powerful stuff right there. So let's do this. Let me do that. And let's share this out. What's going on, legendary? There it is. All right. All right. So let's get into it. Let's close this out. Let's go here and share. I don't know why I hit leave studio. I apologize for that. I know I went out and came back in. All right, let's share a screen. Hugo Philion speaks out about Songbird. Let's go to minute 440. And I'll come back and kind of give a little bit of a commentary there. But he started out with some really good questions. So, all right.
Like you're going to need another investment round later or in the near future, or is that something you're looking at this stage?
So the costs of doing anything in this space are spiraling upwards because.
So they said they got plenty of money for years and years to come. I want it minute 528.
Those people and anyone else that perhaps wasn't inside of that investment round. So what about the latest sort of applications that are working with you in Flare and how they support Flare? Can you tell us a bit about that?
So we've got a few announcements that are coming out in the next couple of weeks, but I can't talk about those because people hate it when you pre-announce their announcements. But maybe I shouldn't even say that. But there's some stuff. There's some interesting things. I think that people that want to work with Flare that will be kind of making themselves known in the next couple of weeks.
How about that? Is that not cool? That's pretty cool. So, and we all know the whole deal about people want to make these announcements themselves. And so in a couple of weeks, we'll be hearing some announcements from some of the people that are looking to build on Flare. Because I remember very much early in the beginning when Hugo said that there were going to be people launching, with them live when they actually do go live. And so I always was curious. I know we got, 888 and we got Sparkles and we got Flare Finance and Gala Games, but I'm very, very curious to see about the other people as well.
Which we're super excited by. But as I think most of the community knows, we've got Flare Finance, 888, Sparkles, Panther, Gala, of course. One of our most exciting use cases. And who else have we got? We've got Ori, of course. I mean, for me, extremely exciting with Ori to be able to actually use those F assets to create a stablecoin. And then, I personally have some things in mind that I will be putting forward as a governance proposal that will then allow those F assets potentially to be used in way more interesting ways, even than what we're already putting forward. So, but that's a governance proposal once the network's up. And I think that could be quite.
So think about that. Hugo is saying that he's going to put up a proposal after the network is launched for even more ways to use the F assets. For even more ways to use the F assets. It's bigger than what we think, guys. Flare Networks, it's bigger than what we think. It's you're definitely making a kind of a public plea for content creators to begin to start looking in the Flare Networks and doing content around it. We need more people, the good content creators. We need more of them in this community to share Flare Networks and what Flare Networks is all about.
Quite fun. So there's roster of applications, and they're building on Flare, and we talk to them on our Slack channels all the time about how that's working. And we've heard of a few others that have announced that they are working on Flare, but we haven't seen code bases from them, so we don't necessarily put them forward until we see code, because we just want to make sure that they're sort of genuine. And then, as I said, there's a whole bunch of people that we're talking to, and I think that's a very exciting sort of set of developments there. And there's a whole bunch of targets which we have, of course, to lure other developers from other chains and make them multi-chain. Where, as I think I was saying, or I've said to many people before, is we're definitely not trying to be an Ethereum killer. That's a hiding to nothing. What we're trying to do is we're just trying to bring all that stuff that isn't on Ethereum to a network that's kind of like Ethereum, but faster and cheaper. Because we have the luxury of having developed later, and to allow those communities and those tokens to be used with smart contracts, and therefore some of the most applicable things are transplants or if the existing Ethereum applications that wish to become multi-chain, and many are now looking in that direction. So that's great for us, and then obviously. The development of the data providers is just astonishing. There's the one you're involved with, FTSO AU, and all the other, just sort of FTSO EU, FTSO US, obviously BitTrue running a data provider, ATCO running a data provider. Several other chains have reached out to us. Several large Oracle providers have reached out to us about running data providers. And I think the great thing about Flare time series Oracle, or on Songbird, we might start to call it the Songbird time series Oracle, because FTSO on the Songbird doesn't kind of make sense, but so I think on Songbird it could be STSO and S assets, and on Flare it's the FTSO and F assets.
So that's pretty interesting. You said Songbird might become an FTSO, if you will. But the fact, large oracles. How many oracles are there? Right? How many large oracles you said are reaching out? That's a great question. XRP Vibe, I don't know if if Doge will be inflationary as well. But think about that. What's going on, XRP Precision Beach? Large oracles. How many are there? Everyone knows of Chainlink, but the fact that he's saying that large oracles are reaching out as well, I think is really right. It's fascinating to me. And it's going to be interesting to hear his proposal for F assets. I got to tell you, XRP Bible, when the network launches and he's able to put forth that proposal, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what these possible other use cases for the F assets is going to look like. That'll be really, really cool, right? So we all know Chainlink, and Chainlink will most likely collab with Flare Networks. It only makes sense in some way. What's going on, South Texas? Celsius, appreciate you being here, bro. South 10. San Antonio was in the building. Like Dan Smash. I appreciate that. Waiting on a word from Celsius to see how Songbird will be handled for Spark tokens into Celsius. Wow. Yeah. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what Celsius is going to do. Well, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But I got to tell you, having these large oracles reach out was just absolutely outstanding. And I can't wait to see this proposal from Hugo for more utility with the F assets, more things you can do with the F assets. Really, really looking forward to hearing what that is going to be about. All right, where else do I want to go? Okay, this is a good one. Why we're not getting Flare now? Minute 12:50. I can just click on it, can't I?
So I guess one of the other questions is, why aren't we getting Flare now? Why isn't the network coming in now?
Okay, let me try and explain how we got Songbird, what Songbird's for, and all that kind of stuff. So I think as we developed from white paper through to like the FTSO, through to this like big definition of what Flare is, it's gone from let's do smart contracts for a very limited number of chains to Flare is a huge interoperability and like cross-chain liquidity protocol at this point, right? And
cross-chain and liquidity protocol. The interoperability, cross-chain enabling, and liquidity protocol. That's what it's become.
And so testing something in isolation with, say, a single token is one thing. And having a small and slow launch with that would be one thing. But Flare's become quite a lot bigger than that. Just in terms of the communities that are involved, the coverage it has as a network. We don't actually have the luxury, really, that lots of smaller networks that no one's ever heard of, or but basically like the people called ghost chains, we don't actually have that luxury for there to be no transactions on Flare. We're kind of happening around being a blockchain the other way around than the traditional launch. The other way around it from the most traditional launches, they're just desperate that anyone uses a chain. Flare is in a bizarre position, a wonderful position, so to speak, whereby we probably are one of the most publicized launches probably ever, with one of the largest user bases probably ever. And
bye.
Ethereum killer chains that kind of no one has heard of, then the launching would be very, very low risk to us because no one uses it. There's no applications building on it. The number of transactions per second is probably not even a millionth of, a hundredth or a thousandth of what it's capable of doing. But what we are expecting, or what we're seeing from essentially the community, is that we have a fast launch with, suddenly this wall of applications coming to the network, large amounts of transactions coming to the network. And so everything is just 10 times up.
Are you guys seeing that? A wall of applications wanting to get on there, and which leads to a massive amount of transactions. It's going to be bigger than what we all thought, guys. It's bigger than what we all thought.
100 times bigger than our expectations when we started this out. It's a great place to be, but we also need to make sure that it goes extremely smoothly, because we have, as a community and as a development house, we have this amazing opportunity. And the opportunity is that we can create one of the largest networks that's ever been built. But in order to do that, it has to be stable, it has to be secure, it has to be perfect. So we've got to take that opportunity, but in order to take that opportunity, we have to do it in a sensible and logical way that allows for everything we are trying to achieve as a community and as a developer to come to fruition. If we were to launch in the way that other people have launched, but with, probably 10 to 100 times the interest, then, we could really come unstuck. Many of the chains you've seen that have launched have put out hundreds of updates in the first couple of months, weeks, years of their existence. And that's because they found bugs. And they've been lucky that those bugs haven't been exploited. And so that brings us to Songbird. We no longer have the luxury of being a non-entity. And so we have to launch well, and that's what brings us to the idea of essentially borrowing from Polkadot, which has been very successful, with a canary network, which is a network which we say is like, okay, this is the blockchain that we're sort of aiming towards. We absolutely say to you that this is not the hardened, institutional capable blockchain that we are aiming to build. But this is the testing ground for everything we're building, and this token, because it has a defined supply, that token may have some value, and therefore that value then creates a better testing arena, because once you have some defined supply, and if I can take tokens away from someone, then that person actually has a loss, as opposed to just playing poker with fake chips. Then you are testing in a real live adversarial environment, and doing that is a really valuable way to launch something that you really want to get to the point where it's institutionally hardened. And that's the idea of Flare. The idea of Flare is that we want to launch. We would like to launch with as few issues with the network as is remotely possible. We would like, because we want this utility that we've put forward to actually be available and to not be too scary, and for people not to get losses from bugs. And so Songbird is a way to, we think, to achieve that. And so that's the evolution of our thinking. In a way, we're a victim of our own success.
Right. So how long has Songbird sort of been in the works or been thought about for then?
So we've been thinking about Songbird for 2 months. About 3 weeks ago, we had a all hands meeting internally to discuss it, really to think about, okay, is this something we really, really want to do? What are the pros? What are the cons? And then, we let that kind of mature for a little bit. And then, of course, we then discussed it with our council about releasing a token and all that kind of stuff. And then yesterday, you got the a blog post. But it's been a process of, well, we kind of think we should do this, and then a process of just testing our thinking around doing it. And I just think, on the balance of probabilities, it's the best way to proceed with the launch of a network that has massive interest. That's the way I see it. And we're taking from the playbook, I think, of the most successful launch, or one of the most successful launches of the last 5 years, by the team, half of the team that launched Ethereum. So those are pretty smart people, and they know what they're doing. So that's definitely something.
That's an interesting thing. Half of the team that launched Ethereum, possibly one of the largest launches in 5 years. And I think what people, it's hard to kind of wrap their mind or wrap their brain around is, take, for example, Polkadot. Polkadot is launched, right? It's launched, right? Polkadot launched. Cardano is launched, just for example, right? Those things are launched, right? Got an asset, got a token or a coin behind it, launched, right? But none of them haven't been launched, out there doing their thing, have to this day what Flare Network has already. Fully decentralized. Several large blockchains with the time series oracle, projects already on it, and smart contract capability. That's why he was making that point. Let me stop the share here and get over here. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why he was making that point. That they don't have the luxury to just kind of launch and then hoping people will kind of get on with them. Remember, fully decentralized. Major blockchains already on it. Right? With the time series oracle, never been done. Technology never been done. Community already there. And when the F assets launch, more of the community will be there. You just gotta understand that you know the other F assets that they don't have that kind of luxury that the XRP community had up front, right? So when the F assets launch, more of a community will join. And you just got to think, you know, when you think Gala Games, look, Gala Games there. Now think of that community. Think of that community and that potential marketplace. Flare Finance. Think of the community and the marketplace. Then you have not one, but I think two NFTs communities. And think about that marketplace. Then you throw on smart contracts as well. What's going on, Sarge? What's going on? What's up? Why do I have to be careful? Or are you saying you're looking out for me? Which one is it? Right? So just think about that. Part Charlie's Bag says Gala Games. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I thought I heard a door close in the driveway. I like what I bought Charlie's Bag says. Gala Games may have Gala Games, right? See, I remember when I was blessed to be a part of the a podcast or interviews of several people in the community with Crypto Eddie and Mickey B. Fresh. And I remember when I said to her, Flare Finance. And then I said, it's launching on Flare Networks. Okay, cool. Okay, DeFi. Yep. And then I saw Gala Games, and I'm thinking, hold on a second. That's a completely different community, and that's a completely different marketplace. You know what I mean? I just think the possibility of network adoption is massive. Now you got two NFT communities. And that possibility of network adoption is just massive. So I get it. Polkadot's here. You can trade it. You can buy it, right? I get it. Cardano, you can trade it, right? You can trade it. Don't have smart contracts. Polkadot don't have smart contracts. I would dare say Polkadot doesn't have the community and blockchains attached to it yet. That Flare Network will have launched upon launching. Do you guys see what I'm saying? And, we're not talking about, we're not talking, love meme coins, love it. I have Shiba and I have SafeMoon. I don't know if SafeMoon's a meme or not, but we're talking, Monster chains, XRP, XLM, Litecoin. We're talking monsters. Dogecoin. We're talking, you see what I'm saying? A lot of market cap amongst those coins. Lots of market cap, billions and billions and billions. So, I get it. People say, well, it's not launched yet. True. But when it launches, it's coming with not just launching. It's coming with just a massed army with it. You see what I'm saying? It's coming loaded. It's not coming with one shot, one bullet in the gun. It's coming loaded, fully loaded, automatic. Governance. I forgot to mention the government's coming with it. I mean, it's pretty powerful, right? Let's get back to it. This is what I'm saying is kind of the difference. And I think people kind of, well, if I can't trade it, well, I mean, what good is it to me? If I can't trade, I can't make any money yet. What good is it? Think about, we're getting 4 airdrops now, 4 tokens, 4. Worth value. I mean, it's pretty powerful. The hub, that's right. The DSGR10, the hub. The hub, indeed. It's very much like a hub. Flare Networks is very much like a hub for projects. All right, where else? Let's see. 2 airdrops because of, where am I at? Yeah, okay. Where is he at talking? All right, yeah, let's go to that one. 2 airdrops because of Songbird.
Flare-like network.
So people are getting 2 airdrops now because of Songbird. Do you expect people to use the new Songbird tokens at all, or do you how's the general?
Absolutely, I hope so. So, I mean, one of the purposes of Canary Network, and Songbird especially. So I think I probably ought to define what Songbird is for in the short term and the long term. But there's a couple of key things. So before Flare is launched, the way we see Songbird is as a testing platform really for the Flare protocols. That's the FTSO, or on Songbird, we're going to call that the STSO, and the Flare assets, or the S assets on Songbird. So for our purposes, the testing of those and the live testing with real data providers and real F assets. Probably don't come and mint $100 million worth of some token onto Songbird. It's probably a bad idea. But play around with $100 or so, or $50 or whatever you want.
Right? See, he's echoing our thoughts on the channel, right? What he's saying there is, don't chase the game. Let the game come to you, right? That means $10, $20, $40, $50, maybe $100 on Songbird. Why would you do anything else? Why would you do anything else? These are your assets. Songbird, soon to be your asset. Again, my motto is always the platform has to prove itself to me. I don't have to prove anything to the platform. The platform has to prove itself to us. Just OneSwap.finance had to prove itself to me. Celsius Network, love Celsius. Shout out to Alex Mashinsky and the team over there. It had to prove itself to me, right? I put $10 on there, take it off, cool, no fees, awesome, love it. Put $50 on there, wait a week or 2. Did I get some interest? I got some interest. Cool. Let me see if I can take it off now. Awesome. So you say there's loan thing, and you say there's no applications required. Cool. Let me get a loan. Okay, awesome. No credit check, no application, no phone call asking for references. Awesome. No contract. Cool. So you say you give heads up if there's a margin calls and all this kind of different stuff. All right, let me see it. Well, there it was, 6 to 8 emails, about one every 4 hours, right? Cool. Do you see what I'm saying? And my loan, my initial loan was very small. It was like $2,000. It was teeny tiny. I don't even think it was 2,000. May have been only 1,000. No, it was 2,000. It was 2,000, right? Don't chase the gain. Let the gain come to you. Songbird, same principle applies. Flare Network, same principle applies. Flare Finance, same principle applies. Same principle applies. It's your money. It's your money. You don't have, thank God. What if there were minimums like in the centralized world? What if there were minimums? You had to come to the platform with at least 1,000 or 5,000. You know, there's platforms out there like that. And in the old financial system, you can't participate unless you got 10, 20, 50,000 to start with. But we don't have that here. Right? We don't have that here. So it's important to note.
Want to play around. So yes, the idea is that Songbird is used for real life testing of those protocols. And for real life testing of protocols like Flare Finance, like ORI, and that kind of thing. And so that's prior to Flare being launched. And then post Flare being launched, Songbird should hopefully continue in its operation. It would be a really the core thing that we see it as a test bed for governance-led changes to Flare. So those governance-led changes can be relatively simple things like adding a new F asset. So that new F asset could be an S asset first. And then once we've shown that, okay, that's working well, and the amount of collateral that's put against it kind of works for the liquidity of that asset. Each asset's different. If you've got something like Bitcoin, which is massively liquid, you know that you can always kind of go to an exchange and get Bitcoin and buy it and sell it for whatever other token. That doesn't hold for other assets. So just even if you're not testing the code, just testing the economic viability of a particular like S asset, like something which is maybe less liquid on Songbird is a useful thing. And then you could have obviously testing of new potential use cases for the FTSO, which I think would come around through governance changes, which I'm particularly interested in. And then really, the sky's the limit. So there are potentially multiple things that could be done with Flare, multiple ways to restructure Flare as a series of different networks. These are all, again, potential governance-led changes. There's a lot of things that can be done that could be really, really interesting, but are huge engineering challenges and come with a large amount of open questions as to what is the security, what is the safety, what does this do to the economics, is this feasible? And so Songbird becomes that place for that. And so and then obviously also be a long-term just test bed for applications that want to release on Flare, but wish to gather some confidence in the community first before they release on Flare. So, to show, okay, we're not doing a rug pull. We're going to be on Songbird. We're going to show that this works. Then we're going to migrate to Flare and issue our token on Flare and all that kind of stuff. Or it could be for applications that they don't need the hardened institutional kind of capabilities of Flare, and they're just happy to be on a network that is a little more risky, but maybe has lower gas prices because the token's way more abundant or whatever. However that shakes out. or applications don't want, say, the advanced functionality that Songbird will be offering. So let's say Songbird 6, 8, 12 months before Flare gets a totally new, totally new way of doing things. That might be of great interest to applications. So really, the sky's the limit there. It's just a test bed for Flare and a separate network for essentially running maybe less institutional focused, less, I guess, robust applications, things that just don't need that level of robustness.
So you're saying that Songbird could sort of be used as a mainnet in a sense, like it's an independent network?
It is a mainnet.
Yeah,
it is a mainnet. I mean, it literally is a mainnet. If we didn't call Songbird and we called it Flare, we would be launching Flare in a couple of weeks. But it is a mainnet. It's its own thing.
I hope you guys are noticing he keeps, this is like the third time now he said a couple of weeks. So in reference to Songbird. So it's very, very interesting to see. But also, I think it's important to note as well, he keeps talking institutions when he's talking Flare networks. Like he keeps talking institutions. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal. It really is a pretty big deal. Guys, I encourage you guys to check that out. I'm going to leave the link again here for you guys to watch the full thing. I've only listened to a half hour of it or so myself. Where are we? Right here. Right. And so we're just in a blessed spot. And I just, listen, I am certainly not as well versed as Mickey B. Fresh and Patty XRP and Flare Network and Flare Finance. But I want to do my part. I think it's important that because I started this channel initially as an XRP holder. And so I want to do my part. And I mean, it's evolved, right, to a digital asset space channel for sure. But I definitely want to do my part to promote and hopefully educate somewhat for people, provide education and value on Flare Network, because it's so I truly believe it's a really, really, really big deal. And it's an opportunity for us to win. I mean, it's a huge opportunity. And this is just me. This is not coming from Hugo or Mickey or Patty or anyone else. But I liken it to Ethereum. Just me. I like it to Ethereum as a layer one. Ethereum has ETH. It has fees. It has a certain amount of speed, whatever that is. Whatever the speed and whatever the fees, that's what it is. People coming on there for a reason. It has certain attributes, whether it might be easy to develop and build on it or whatever it is. That's why they're there. I humbly submit that Flare Networks has more to offer, especially if you just take beginning, when it first launched, when Ethereum first launched. I think Flare has more to offer in its initial launch. I really do. And I'm glad he said he's not trying to be an Ethereum killer. I mean, it's just, there's no need. And again, he keeps mentioning institutions. And I think that's important to understand. And so, we're blessed to be able to get this Spark token. We're blessed that it's going to be, remember, 100 plus exchanges supported this drop. The Spark token, just think about that. Right. And so liquidity, that's going to be there. And then we have an opportunity, even though we've been gifted the Spark token, we still, the crypto sieges home will be buying Spark token off the market. I mean, what? I don't want to wait. What is it? 3 years, 2 years plus or what? What is it? 2 to 3 years before you get your full thing? Yeah, I don't want to wait that. I'm going to the market. I'm going to the market. Why? That Spark token to me is valuable. So I'm taking the less valuable thing, they would call that dirty, nasty fiat, and I'm trading it in for Spark token. That's what I'm doing. Yep. And I can just use it without, I can use it without losing it and get more of it. Use it without losing it and get more of it. Yeah. And the more I use, the more I get. Yeah, of course I'm going to the market and getting some. And I just think that we're just in a blessed situation. Don't get me wrong. You know, if I had to say whether quote unquote we earned it because of our community, because of the size of our community, because of the value that we bring, because of you know, the community is amazing. It's amazing. Content creators adding value, doing research, doing deep dives. You got to understand that creates a network adoption. You got to think about how many people have come to XRP and Ripple because of what we have done as a community to spread the word, share the word. You know what I mean? So in a lot of ways, absolutely. Now it's great. I mean, the XRP ledger had a lot to do with it. Right? They chose that for a reason, I'm sure. But he talked about the community early on in that video and how important it was that people were providing content and helping more people to understand Flare networks. So we play a part. And again, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to be the governance model that other communities strive for. We have that opportunity. It's in our hands. It's in our hands. And if it's going to happen, it's not going to be by accident or happenstance. It's because you and I chose to actively participate with that goal in mind. And I would encourage you to consider that. The governance model that other communities strive for. We have that opportunity by active participation, by supporting Hugo and the team and what they're doing. But doing it, doing interviews, bringing people on. I mean, we have that opportunity, but it starts with us actively participating. And I always liken this example with Flare Finance and Yearn Finance, because I just think it's important to understand. Flare Finance is more DeFi, right? But they decided to build on Flare networks. They're going to snatch some of the attributes from that, just like all the people that build on Ethereum, right? But I think Flare having this finance, having those 6 products is massive. They have a governance model as well. They have a governance model as well in which you and I can participate. And Yearn Finance, I always say this, Yearn Finance had a hiccup. Today, Yearn Finance is a $4+ billion TVL platform. 4 billion TVL, 4 billion in total value locked. And they had $11 million hiccup. They don't get through that without a community. They don't survive that without a community that's going to continue to commit to them because they know they're good guys and they know they have a good product and they know they're looking to provide a good service. They don't get through that without the community. $11 million. And I'm not suggesting that's going to happen for your finance. What I'm suggesting to you, are you prepared to support it? Are you in a position here? Do you see the bigger picture enough to see that? That is, it's the possibility. It's the possibility. It's the possibility of Flare Finance. It's the possibility of Flare Networks. And it's the opportunity for us to participate unshackled, without anchors, in finance. Do you know how massive that is? To participate in finance without handcuffs, unshackled, without any anchors. That's what we have here, guys. That's what we have. that's the opportunity that we have before us. I hope that you guys can see it the same way that I can see it. But that's why I'm here. That's why I turn on the camera. That's why I flip on the microphone. I let Mickey Be Fresh and Patty do their thing. They are much more so versed than I am. I'm learning from them. I'm here to paint the bigger picture, because ultimately it's about generational wealth and us having the opportunity to create the new 1%. I hope you see yourself there. I hope that you can see that for you, the new 1%. That's the opportunity that we have for sure. Yeah. And this is the long, what is it? The long man's, this is long term. You got to have that long term thing. We have to walk away from the 90 to 120 day wind moon mentality. We got to walk away from that. And we got to step into DeFi and utilization. The idea of taking dirty, nasty fiat, buying an asset, putting it on a ledger and holding on to it. Yeah, that's 2017 stuff. That's 2017 stuff. 2021 is allocating a certain percentage of your portfolio for use case, for cash flow. Why do you think institutions are coming into DeFi the way that they are? Surely you think they got a certain percentage of their portfolio put into DeFi. Not 100%, but certainly a percentage. So this 100% on the Ledger Nano mentality, yeah, I don't think so. Buy it and hold it and just hold on for dear life. I don't think so. So in any case, guys, listen, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you guys being here. We're blessed. And without question, again, we are playing a game, my friends, that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. And we are winning. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to end this live stream like I do all of my live streams and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.